Episode 2.
Episode 2.
Episode 2.
Are we going to do this every single time, though?
What?
Are we going to say episode 2 after episode 2?
I feel like after we get going, like, it gets to a certain point, I don't think we will have to. But I want to talk about more of what you were doing last night. I saw you were having a fun time.
I had a great time last night, and sorry for my hoarse voice to those listeners.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a concert at the Big E. At the Big E. Do you know what the Big E is?
No.
You, New Jersey native. The Big E is this huge fair in West Springfield, Mass. And it's a big fair. It's got a whole bunch of shops. It's a whole bunch of like things you can do, and they have a concert. And one of the coolest things about it is that you can
go. So it was like a plethora of artists, or was it just one artist?
It was one artist last night, but there's like different spots, right? There's different things you can go to, and one of the spots had like the big concert. They had one of my favorite country artists. His name's Ernest. I know you don't know this.
Country music.
Country music.
What was he saying?
Bro, he's good. He's good. Yeah, I don't see.
What's the hit song? Can we get a snippet of?
You want it? The hit song. Well, he sings "Flower Shops." For a lot of country fans know who Morgan Wallen is.
Yeah, I know that name.
Yeah, okay. So he writes a lot of Morgan Wallen songs.
Okay.
So, and they do some music together. So he's one of my favorites. And I got to see him last night just for the admission fee of going to the Big E. So Morgan Wallen came to Connecticut in July, August. Guess how much his ticket was for the lawn? For the lawn. How much? $300.
That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
Is not that good.
You know, I got to see Ernest for $15.
$15
plus fees. But
he's a $15 performer.
No, but here's the
slow,
thing.
Or we can go faster, ride around town in my John Deere tractor.
Dang, man, you just violated. You just violated every
song I know.
Who sings that?
I have no idea.
It's Jason Aldean. The Green Tractor. We're gonna get sued. All right, man. Before you slander my favorite genre of music, let's talk some Dolphins versus Bengals. Thursday night football. We're recording this on a Friday, day after. Give me your thoughts.
I had a lot of takeaways coming out of this game. Of course, the first takeaway would probably have to be prayers for Tua, of course. He went home on the plane safely. He was discharged from the hospital. I've seen that quite a few times in playing football in both college a lot and even high school as well. And I'm someone who's had a concussion twice before in my career, so I understand how scary it is. I never went stiff like that. People's like, oh, why is his hand stiff, this, that, and the third? You know, usually you see the arms super stiff, but I guess for him it was just kind of his fingers. So it's a scary thing. He's gonna be okay, people. Trust me.
I hope he is, man.
Couple weeks. He'll be out a couple weeks, and he's gonna be okay. But my bigger takeaway from the game, just like as far as the play, I think the Bengals are starting to get it back together. They're starting to round into shape. I know Burrow being out with the appendix early on, they kind of weren't able to get their rhythm in training camp. So I think what we're seeing is they're finding their footing. The offensive line looked better in this last game, but I'm seeing them be able to take advantage of the matchups with those three horsemen that they have at wide receiver positions, that's what made them so great last year. You know, the Dolphins rolled two safeties over Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd, and they put their number one corner, who's there right now, Xavier Howard, matched up one-on-one on T. Higgins. And they were able to win that matchup. And that's kind of how they go about things offensively, is figuring out who you're going to shade coverage to and then going the opposite way. That defensive philosophy that the Dolphins use, a lot of teams use that, because you got to be able to trust your number one guy. And he was there, but T. Higgins just made a play. It happens.
Yeah. And I like what you said earlier when you were on the way here. You said you got to live with that.
You have to.
If you were Howard there, you got to live with it. And you have injuries. We've talked about the injuries on the Dolphins side. You're going to live with that. You got to live with that.
Absolutely.
Because they're going to have to adapt that in the future anyway. Yeah. And now you got offensive injuries as well. But yeah, the Bengals, when they got it rolling, man, that offense is unbelievable. And I think Hayden Hurst getting involved late, and he's a big X factor for that team.
He's got to fill Uzomah's shoes.
Exactly.
He was big for them last year.
And then the run game got going a little bit.
And it got going a little bit, but again, just running the ball, even if you're not having great success at it, is always good, because it's just giving the defense something to look at. You got to give the defense something to look at. I think the Dolphins do a great job of that with Mostert and kind of that 49ers, Shanahan, West Coast wide zone run scheme. But yeah, I liked what I was seeing from the Bengals last night. Are they completely back to last year? I'm not going to go far as saying that. I still think their defense needs to play a tad bit better on the back end. But boy, oh boy, Sam Hubbard and Trey Hendrickson were feasting last night on those edges. So that was more of what I was happy to see from them. I still think they need to play better in the secondary, but that pass rush was hellacious to say the least.
Yeah, if you're a fantasy owner, I know you're not huge on fantasy. You all right with fantasy? It's not
My fantasy team is undefeated, so I don't know what you're referring to. I mean,
I can't say this. I'm in four. I'm in four leagues, and I'm not undefeated in any of them. But
why are you in 4 fantasy leagues?
It's a problem.
You need to have better things to do.
I do.
4? That's ridiculous.
One at work, one with the family.
Jesus.
Another one with like a neighbor. See, I can cut out 2 of them if I really wanted to. 2, I feel like is a good limit. 4 is way too many.
I think that's too much.
Yeah, because then I'm like rooting against myself, and I gotta stop doing that. Because
you got different people in
right, but
teams.
like so if in the family league I got Jonathan Taylor, but in another league I'm playing against Jonathan Taylor. So I'm like, Jonathan Taylor, don't do well, but at the same time get it at that level where I can actually win.
Tyreek Hill got me 25 points.
Yeah, that's where I was actually going with this. Is that Tyreek Hill was great last night, got you some points, and same thing with T. Higgins. And another thing that we mentioned, and now that I've like had time to think about it, I said to you, T. Higgins is probably one of the best wide receiver 2s.
You said he was the best wide receiver.
I did.
That was false.
But now it is, because now I'm thinking of, is he even top 5?
It's
now, is he even top 5? Because he had a great performance last night. Don't get me wrong, but is he top 5?
He might not be top 5.
And I'm going to give you names.
Think Jalen Waddle. I'm taking Jalen Waddle over T. Higgins.
Still?
I am.
Okay.
Mike Williams.
Yep.
Chris Godwin.
Devontae Smith or A.J. Brown, who's the wide receiver 2 there.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
But even
Devontae Smith is clearly wide receiver 2.
Okay, then but he's
A.J. Brown's been over 1,000 yards. That's A.J. 1 catch.
And he's better.
Devontae Smith's number 2.
Right.
I'm taking Devontae Smith over T. Higgins as well. That's what I'm saying. It's tough. There's a lot of great wide receivers in the league.
So is he 5?
He might be 5. He might be on the outside looking in. I think it's subjective.
I think we're missing somebody.
Who are we missing?
I don't know.
I'm sure we are.
Yes.
People are going to say Allen Robinson. There's plenty of other people, you can kind of get to as to who's one of like the best wide receiver 2s. I tell you what, since we're talking receivers last night, Tyreek Hill had a great game.
Yep.
Had over 100. Jalen Waddle had a decent game. But one thing I would say, before Tua got hurt, there was a couple instances, especially on that deep post, a couple deep posts to Tyreek, skinny posts as well. He's throwing that ball a little bit too late. He's trying to go deep late, and that's leading to the underthrows. I think people kind of make a big deal saying Tua's arm strength is not great. I don't think it's truly an arm strength issue sometimes. It's a timing issue.
Right.
He's winding up to throw that ball way too late. It's got to be now. Like Pat Mahomes can do that because he has sensational arm strength. He can throw it a little bit late and still get it there. But there was a couple times where he could have had Tyreek Hill deep early, and they could have really took the top off that game. But he's taking too long to throw it. And when Teddy Bridgewater got in, he threw a deep one to Tyreek, and it wasn't underthrown. And I don't think Teddy Bridgewater wears 2 gloves. If you wear if you wear a glove on your throwing hand, your arm strength is not that great. I don't make the rules. That's just a fact. Your arm strength's not that great. Peyton Manning did it the second half of his career. His arm strength wasn't that great. Accuracy, good. Arm strength wasn't that great. Teddy, 2 gloves, all he did was throw it on time. He threw it on time, and that's why they were able to connect on the deep ball. So I just want to see more of Tua letting it go. See it, throw it. That makes a good quarterback. When you see it, you throw it. You can't hesitate. He's looking at it too long. He's got to let it go.
I like Teddy coming in, though, and being confident in his
Serviceable
play.
backup.
Love it.
Serviceable. And they were talking about it on the broadcast last night, Herb Street and Al Michaels. There's not many offenses that he hasn't been in. There's not many defenses that he hasn't seen. And that's why it's important to have a pretty good backup, especially when your quarterback is Tua, who's had some injury concerns over the year. Again, I do think he'll be back. But he's not going to be out for too long, a couple weeks, maybe 3 tops. And I think Teddy can hold down the fort. That team is good enough to hold down the fort. When they get Byron Jones back for the Dolphins, there's people don't understand. This is not even the final form of that Dolphins defense. And I watched them hold the Bills tonight. What was it, 19 points the week prior? Man, that Dolphins defense is going to be humming. I think the offense will continue to get better because I still don't think we've seen the best of this Dolphins offense, even with Tua out there. The running game is getting going more and more. Mostert's running hard. They're doing some great things. They got Chase Edmonds. I think the Dolphins are legit. They're a legit team.
Yes.
They're legit.
I don't think anyone's going to argue with that either.
Because we asked it last week. are the Dolphins actually legit.
They're legit.
We watched them play the Bills. They're legit. They can beat anybody. And I mean that. They can beat anybody.
I think we watched more of a better Bengals than we did bad Dolphins last night.
Yes, I would agree with that. They made the plays when they needed to. Again, and the Bengals weren't super great, but they made the plays that they needed to. They exploited the matchups when they were available. They got it to Jamar Chase a little bit more in the second half. First half, I think he only had a catch. They got Tyler Boyd going in the second half. They had that deep ball to Tyler Boyd. Again, you got to go at matchups. And when you have three guys who can win one-on-one, somebody's going to be one-on-one every play. So it's about winning that matchup, and it's just about pure execution. And that's what it came down to on that T. Higgins deep ball. That was just pure execution. Defender's there. T. Higgins got to make a play. And he made the play. Joe Burrow put a great ball. He put it where possibly the only place he really could put it. And that's what he's great at. He throws that deep ball very well. He throws seam balls very well. He throws that deep ball very well. And he's tough as nails.
Let's talk about Joe Burrow for a sec.
Okay.
Got a new little segment going on.
What we got?
I want to compare celebrities to football players now. And this one, I like this.
I like
for the future weeks, we're going to compare whatever it is, TV show characters to athletes. And I just want to do this, you and me today.
Yeah.
Rappers to football players.
Sure.
So, Joe Burr, who would you compare Joe Burr to in the musician world? And we can go vice versa as well.
I don't like how you just called him Joe Burr. That sounded unseasoned, and it was terrible.
Like my cooking? What do you...
Like your cooking. Well, you said it. Those were your words. We were all thinking it, but you said it. Anywho.
Fair faucet.
But Joe Burrow, that's an easy one. He's Jack Harlow. Because he's a talented white dude who gets more overhyped and overblown for doing black things. That's Joe. That's all Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is doing what Cam Newton was doing, but they told Cam Newton he was doing too much. But Joe Burrow, he's coming with the chain, the glasses, and all that. Cam Newton was doing that stuff.
New teeth after a year in the league.
These Joe Burrow, it's cool. I like Joe Burrow is really good, and I like Jack Harlow too. That's what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong, but let's be real. They're two.
Joe Burr was Joe Burr before he got into the NFL.
He was, but what was he doing? He was doing black-like things. He was doing the gritties. He was with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson down in the bayou doing all the cool stuff. He acts a little bit black. He's what is he from? Isn't he from Cincinnati or from like Ohio at least or something? Yeah, they don't act like that where he's from. Freaking Jack Harlow's from what?
Kentucky.
They don't act like that where he's from. He's acting a little bit black. They're talented, but they're acting a little bit black. That's an easy one.
Now, Drake. We're going on the music side first, then to the football.
Then to the football side. Drake is probably Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I want to hear your reasoning first.
They're both undeniably great, all-time greats as far as talent. But they both have had instances or different things that may have rubbed certain people the wrong way, so they try to, disrespect kind of their greatness, and they're different. They're different from other people. Aaron Rodgers is a little bit different. He's coming through in the tank and the slick back hair. Drake could change his hair and do some funny things. It's braided one week, it's out next week.
Airball and layup
they're
lines.
Eccentric. Yeah, airball. No Drake slander on this show. You know how I feel about
I know you love him, but come on.
Drake and Aaron Rodgers.
But his game's now is disgusting.
I feel like that's a good comp. I think Drake and Aaron Rodgers are very similar in how they're viewed and how you either love them or you hate them. There's literally, you either love or hate Aaron Rodgers. You either love or hate Drake. But they're undeniably great.
Yeah, and I think to even go off that, Aaron Rodgers had quite a few offensive coordinators in his time.
He did.
Different head coaches. Yep. He had to switch up his style a little bit to get into the modern play.
Yep.
Drake does the same thing.
Always.
He's always switching it up.
Different flows, different stuff. Not afraid to be different. Exactly. I think that's probably the biggest similarity. Not afraid to be different.
Not afraid to be different, and they do it well.
Yeah.
Not everything hits all the time.
It doesn't. Sometimes it's a swing and a miss.
They both become memes at some point, either way.
But they're not afraid to.
That's okay, because they can bounce back.
Yeah. When you're that great, you can bounce back. So.
Who do you got next?
Who do you think is the Jay-Z in the NFL?
Well, that's Tom Brady.
Okay. I don't think there's anybody.
I don't think there's anybody else to compare, man. There is nobody else to compare. I want to
see where you go with
Come on. There's nobody else to compare.
Yeah.
They've been in the league forever. They just do their thing, and they're brilliant at it. The best to ever do it.
Yeah. Agree. And I think they're both still doing it with nothing left to prove.
Yep.
Like there's nothing to gain from Jay-Z's God did verse. But God did, and he did. Hove did. Like he drops a classic verse. For what? You're 40-something. You're a billionaire. He's doing it just for the love of the game. Tom Brady was home for 2 weeks and said, yeah, I'm good off that, bro. I got to go back for another season. What does Brady have to prove? There's nothing he could do this season that's going to – another Super Bowl. Does that enhance his legacy? He's already the GOAT.
Yeah, I'm with you.
At this point, he's just stat padding. I think he's more running from home. We'll get into that another week. that man Tom Brady hates his life at home.
I don't know. That's crazy.
Man hates his life, bro.
How can you hate your life?
This is what you sell, bro. Bro,
Kids
are not all that.
Can we just off track and just imagine?
Kids are overrated. I'm just gonna say it. Kids are overrated.
I think now they are.
They've been overrated.
Nah, man. Like I think at
you think you were a good kid, a fun kid? I don't think so.
I think
you were probably awful.
I was a good kid, Sam.
See how you said that? I don't believe it. I don't believe you.
I really was a good kid.
Kids are annoying. They tell you,
come here,
watch this, and then do the stupidest spin kick ever. That sucks. And you can't even be honest with them. Kids are terrible.
I will admit, when I was really young, I was an asshole.
You were an asshole. You're an asshole.
And here's why: because I wouldn't listen to anything going around me, and nothing's changed.
Oh yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah,
nothing has changed.
When I was little, I almost went into oncoming traffic out of Ruby Tuesdays because I wanted to go fight some geese.
There's a lot of alarming words in that statement you just made. Geese, into traffic, and Ruby Tuesdays. Ruby Tuesdays.
It might have been a TGI Fridays. Not that it was any better.
Don't change it. You were at Ruby Tuesdays.
No, I don't know what it was. It was on an I-95 kind of road.
Ruby Tuesdays is awful.
Let's
start there. Why were you at Ruby Tuesdays?
Because it was 20 years ago, Sam, or 25 years ago.
It wasn't good 25 years ago.
I'm not saying it was.
First of all, you're 25, so it wasn't 25 years ago.
Whatever
so
it was.
Your math is off.
My math is off. I was good at math, too, as a kid.
I doubt it.
All right.
You were a comm major. You weren't that good at math.
Dude, you said I was a bad kid, but, I have this best attitude award.
Participation trophy.
It's best attitude.
Best attitude in basketball. That shouldn't be a thing.
It is, and it was.
That's a separate conversation too. That's why kids these days are soft, Jack. Because we're making up awards to make everybody feel good. No, you don't get an award. You should have a good attitude. Talk about best attitude.
I don't know. Maybe they were because your team stunk, and you needed.
That's what I mean. The team needs to know they stunk. No trophies for you. No suit for you.
No trophy.
No trophy for you. What we got?
I got Chris Bosh too.
What do we have next?
We got next.
Blood clot.
You know what we got?
What we got?
It's one of our favorite segments.
Oh, it's my favorite segment. Cue it.
Hey yo, what?
It's the best time of the week.
Yeah.
Where we talk about things that made us say, "Hey yo, what the fluck?" I'm trying to be politically correct. My Ayo this week.
Yep.
Zion Williamson.
Yo,
first of
Slim.
all, I will preface this by saying that I am a huge Zion fan. Mm-hmm. I am. When he's on the court, he's the second most dominant player outside of Giannis Antetokounmpo when he's on the court. I need him healthy.
We need to see more.
I think this is his best year. Look how slim he looks. Oh, he looks good. And they say in the first scrimmage he was dominating. And he's on a good team with a good coach. I had to lean in. I'm get serious about certain things. Zion Williamson is a dog.
Yeah.
He's not, you can't stop him when he's on the floor. I watched 67 games that he played in his best year, not year before last.
Yeah.
27-7 on 60% shooting. Hadn't been done since Shaq. He's 6'6". He's dominant. And now that he's going to be in better shape on a better team with a better fit, I love CJ and BI around him. He's got good guys around him, and he don't need the ISO to be effective.
Did you see that starting lineup picture?
Oh boy,
that's a big team.
That's a big, lanky,
I don't
versatile team.
How do you?
They're going to be a problem. That's a second round Western Conference team, and depending on the matchup, they could shock somebody. They could have a Dallas Mavericks type run. I believe in Zion that much. But my Ayo, Zion has finally matured and taken that next step as a pro because now he's taking care of his body. He needed that year last year to really get right mentally, get right with the team. They invested him. They showed him, hey, we're here. We still believe in you. And that's why he got a little choked up at the because you need that. Sometimes you need that assurance to really go all in. Oh, he's all in now. He looks good. He's in great shape. They say he was dominant in the team score. I mean, dominant. I'm expecting an MVP calibers. I'm not saying he's going to win it. He will be top 5 in votes this year if he stays healthy. And that's my AO.
They were a good team without him.
Yes.
And that's what's scary.
Yes.
And they really, it's not like they just went into the playoffs and like didn't give.
They fought to get into the playoffs.
They fought to get into the playoffs.
Basketball.
Gave the Suns a run for their money.
Yep.
Hey man, 100%. I'm all for it. I would love
with Zion. They win that series.
No question.
That's why
nobody else can guard him.
There's nobody that can guard him.
There is one team that I would say that would probably match up with him very well, and it's the Timberwolves because of size wise.
Okay.
Because
I don't believe in Rudy Gobert, but
I'm
he wins defensive player of the year for blocking guard shots. I've never seen him lock down an elite big ever. I've seen Joel Embiid give him the work. I watched Ben Simmons give him 47.
Yeah.
When Joel Embiid was out. He can't stop Giannis.
Cat's
he can't
still
stop
there.
Jokic. Cat is cool.
Cat's an offensive weapon. He's not a defensive
We'll see.
player of the year. But I think that if you want to compare teams, I think those are two teams that are going to be in similar spots going to play each other.
What's your AO?
Oh,
what we got?
My God.
Talk to me.
What are we doing, Sam? Mm-hmm. What are the Giants doing allowing the most pressures ever on a quarterback on prime time? What are we doing? What are we doing? And this is where I got upset. We talked about it last week. We talked about Kenny Galladay, and we talked about believing in Brian Dable, and we talked about the offensive line kind of showing up. 2 of those 3 things didn't happen. I still believe in Brian Dable. I do. I think the team loves him.
Great coach.
And I want to add to, an AO. One, the turf's got to go at MetLife.
Turf's got to go everywhere.
True. Play some grass. Let's figure it out.
Too much money.
Too much money to go into. Oh, man, I just feel so bad for Sterling Sheppard, man. Like I get emotional talking about it. He's a great dude. Has been around the Giants organization for so long, and I just feel so bad. I don't feel bad for Kenny Galladay though. This dude is getting the bag to drop passes on Monday Night Football.
He stinks.
What are we doing?
He's awful.
And Sam, I'm not a professional athlete. I can't know the pressure of going out there every single day and performing. But you're getting paid $40 million plus to do it. Mm-hmm. We're doing this for free. We're talking about it for free. I want to know what is going on. Get a psychologist. Get whatever you got to do to tell him, man, it's all right. Just go out and ball. It's okay, Kenny Galladay. Mm-hmm. Let's go play. In the offensive line, I swear to God, if Daniel Jones has to do an incentive thing for you saying, hey, guys, if I don't get touched at least 5 times this game, I'll take you out somewhere nice. Let's go to a steakhouse. Yeah. Let's go have a good time. Yeah. Hey, incentive for the rest of the year. If you guys limit my sacks to 10 for the rest of the year, I'll get you all Rolexes. I'll get you all a new car. Daniel Jones should be saying that to them. But Daniel Jones is too nice of a guy to say, why are you not blocking for me, Matt Breida? Get a bigger dude back there to block.
Daniel Jones also stinks, but that's another.
That's a whole other conversation. But he looked okay. He
y'all
used
one of the best pass rushes in the league. Yeah. So I know y'all were bad, but that's a top 3 pass rusher.
It is. It is
top 2 pass rusher. It's tough.
But Lawrence went down with an injury in the 3rd quarter for a little bit. He was out for a little bit, and he was still getting touched like crazy.
Yeah, I mean it happens. But
dude, it was like Harry Styles at a concert where you could all the girls are trying to reach in and touch him. That's what the Cowboys were doing to freaking Daniel Jones. It was crazy, man.
Two things with your AO. One, Kenny Galladay. Matt Stafford's biggest accomplishment is not winning a Super Bowl. It's making Kenny Galladay a max contract. Because Matthew Stafford is one of the best arm talents. He made Kenny Galladay look good enough for a year to where a team will overpay him as the number 1. And he stinks. He's not good. Sterling Sheppard. I feel very bad for Sterling Sheppard. Y'all are about to feel worse for him because Sterling Sheppard used to be with Chanel Iman. Very fine mother. Fine. She's fine. And they broke up. They have a kid together. They broke up. Chanel Iman is dating I forget his name, some random D lineman on the Patriots, right? And so on the week that he got hurt, she was on the gram with the D lineman's jersey.
Dude, I'm about to cry for this dude.
Do you want to know what it said on the back of Chanel Iman's jersey?
I don't want to know.
It said Big Daddy. Sterling Sheppard is losing on and off the field Somebody, if you're a friend of Sterling Sheppard, just reach out.
Reach out.
Please just make sure he's. It was wearing Big Daddy. All I'm gonna say is, hey, once you go big, you ain't going back. Us big dudes, we're in fact, it's over. She's gone. She's never had colors like that. Sterling Shepherd's chest is little. It's like cuddling with a porch. She got Big Daddy. She's on Big Daddy's chest now. It's like cuddling with a porch. It's over. She's gone forever, Sterling. You have no ACL and no motto. And he ain't getting another contract.
Dude, why are we slandering? He doesn't deserve this. He don't deserve this.
People need to know that it's rough times.
He don't deserve that. Come on now.
Can we talk about? We got a couple good matchups next week.
Yeah, we can talk about them.
Chiefs Bucks.
Yeah.
Chiefs Bucks next week. Mike Evans should be back. I'm not sure what the word is yet on Chris Godwin and Julio Jones. That Bucks defense is lively. I think Pat Mahomes is going to struggle against that Bucks. They've only given up, I believe, 27 points so far. There have been, I think, 8 to 10 teams who've given up.
And they played Green Bay
in the game.
They played Green Bay.
Yeah,
that's big.
And besides early in the game, those 2 touchdowns, they locked Green Bay up. Todd Bowles got that defense humming. He's a great coach. Still hate that my Jets ever let Todd Bowles go because we were competitive. We were 9-7 and losing games by single digits. I love that I love this matchup. It's Brady Mahomes. We love Brady Mahomes, but there will be not many fireworks. This will be similar to Tampa Bay and Green Bay. It will be a similar type of defensive stalwart matchup. Although I think Brady can make a couple plays against the Chiefs to get the Bucks over the hump, especially with Mike Evans back and leaning on Lenny a little bit. I think the Bucks come away with the win.
I don't think you're absolutely wrong in that statement, but I think Mahomes gets it done.
Okay. I'm not mad at that.
Because
I can see it.
I do
that
too.
Bucks defense is nasty.
They are nasty. But if I've learned 2 things about head coaches, never sleep on Bill Belichick and never sleep on Andy Reid. They always got something cooking up, man.
Unless it's a Super Bowl, then I'm sleeping on Andy Reid. I ain't never seen him call a good Super Bowl. Even the one they won, Patrick Mahomes was off for 3 quarters. Neither here nor there. Bills Ravens.
Yeah, that's another one that is super interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson is amazing.
MVP frontrunner, right?
He is, but
he's doing his ridiculous.
Josh Allen's up there as well.
He is,
but here's the thing:
Lamar's number 1 right now.
Right, because Lamar is doing this without like a clear one wide receiver.
Rashad Bateman's his number 1. Rashad Bateman is pretty good. I do like Bateman. I think
he's no Stephon Diggs.
No, he still don't have that.
Yeah, he doesn't have a Stephon Diggs. He doesn't have a second go-to Gabe Davis, and a loyal. Well, I shouldn't say that. Mark Andrews.
He has number 1 tight end, but you need a number 1 wide receiver. Number 1 tight end is never going to be enough. When George Kittle was there alone before Debo, the 49ers were awful, while Kittle was arguably the best tight end in the league. It's not enough. You need a number 1. But Lamar carries so much, and he's going to have to carry him against a great Bills defense. I think he'll do it. I think he'll be fine. I know he's going to break a couple runs, and he's leading the league in passing touchdowns and passer rating right now. Come on. But he can't throw. He has to prove it. With those weapons. Tell me what Josh Allen is doing with Lamar's weapons. He ain't no MVP candidate. I watched Josh Allen before Stephon Diggs. 20 touchdowns, 9 picks, and awful in the playoff game. That was the season before Stephon Diggs. Then miraculously, he throws for 40-something touchdowns, 5,000 yards. Yeah, things get better when you have a number 1 receiver. Of course.
Absolutely.
But we don't give Lamar this.
No.
Oh, Lamar. The Ravens are going to have to bring out that checkbook next year. Oh, that checkbook is going to have to come out next year. That's why
Lamar Jackson's in New York next year.
I don't think so. Ravens going to pay him. They're going to pay him. They're playing cat and mouse, but they're going to pay him. Oh, he wants to stay in Baltimore. He loves Baltimore.
We'll see.
I would like to see him for the Giants.
Me too. Man, could you imagine? But could you imagine him in the big city? I know, like, the Giants are not technically.
TV.
He is.
The Giants are still. I know the stadium's in Jersey, which is. I've been politically going on a run that just give New Jersey the Jets. New York is the New York Giants. Give New Jersey the Jets. I'm from New Jersey. The stadium is in New Jersey that they share. Give New Jersey the Jets.
Yep.
I think it's bull that we got both teams playing in Jersey, but they both have the New York tag. Cut it out. We need one.
A lot of 1 o'clock games, man.
Not a lot, but the Bills, Ravens, I think it's going to come down to the wire. Who you got?
I'm going to go Bills.
You going Bills?
Yeah, they come in 1-1 already on the road.
I
think that's going to be a tough. The one they swallowed last week is not going to sit well.
Yeah.
There's no way Dorsey is going to let his meltdown from the boot. That was hysterical.
That happens all the time.
And that was
not recorded.
Right. And I think that they caught it on camera, and then the reactions came from that were funny. But that's football, man. Like
that is. It happens.
Isaiah McKenzie didn't get out of bounds. They had no timeouts. I don't know.
It's tough.
A lot going on there. I still think the Bills come out on top there. I think a bounce back win is something that they'll need. They never come off a loss flat-footed.
They don't. They usually Sean McDermott always has those guys ready to play.
They do.
I'm going Bills winning too. I think Lamar's going to play awesome though.
You think it comes down to the wire?
It comes down to the wire. It's going to be a close one. Lamar plays awesome. I need that Ravens secondary is very suspect. I'm not sure if Marlon Humphrey will be back this week, but even with Marcus Peters and those guys, they've been very suspect, and I expected them to be one of the better groups this year.
Yeah.
No more Wink Martindale. They're still blitzing, sometimes unwarranted. But I think they'll be okay. I think this should be a better week for them, but I'm worried about them against Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis.
They got way too many weapons.
Way too many weapons.
I want to tell you my upset of the week.
Sure, upset.
Falcons over the Browns.
I don't think that's that much of an upset. Falcons been playing good football.
Yeah.
Better football than people think. They just make mistakes in key moments.
I think Mariota's been all right.
Yep.
He's not. I mean, are there ones better? Of course.
The Falcons have to eliminate the mistakes and turnovers in key moments, and they can win.
Browns
aren't going to do that.
Browns are injury ridden.
No Myles Garrett.
No Myles Garrett, too. I hope he's okay.
He's okay.
Yeah, just like
everything is mine. I'm so happy. That car crash. You seen his car?
Oh, I saw his car.
It was bad, bro. Bad.
So I'm glad he's okay.
I imagine he looks like Mr. Incredible in that little ass car though, because he's big as hell. Like.
Yo, how do you take like a serious conversation like that and then you just make a joke like that? Because you're not wrong.
I'm not Jack. I'm not that good of a person. God is still working on me. I'm just not. So sorry. He looks like Mr. Incredible in that car. I guarantee you, he looks like Mr. Incredible in that car.
He do.
Hope he's
what was it, a Porsche?
Fine. I think it was a Porsche. Yeah. Something like that. He big as hell to be in a Porsche. You seen Myles Garrett?
No, not in person. You know who I've seen in person is Sue.
6'5".
I've seen Sue in person.
I saw him in person.
He's a
too.
big dude.
He's huge.
I'm not a big guy myself. I know
Idols.
He's a
Defensive
big
tackle
dude.
wide.
I walked by him on campus once. Big dude.
Shameless plug because we work at ESPN.
But I'm saying, like, I
love it.
That was like one of the athletes I've seen around.
When I was in a calf at ESPN. Go ahead, throw it in there.
Yeah, man.
Humble brag.
I don't want to be the guy that brags that
brag.
I work at ESPN. I want to be humble. I want to start. I saw him and he was a big dude. Made me look smaller than I already am, and I can only imagine how big Myles Garrett is compared to that.
Yeah. I can see that. I like your upset pick. I do like it because I can definitely see that. Only thing I would say is the Browns play such complimentary football, and Jacoby Brissett doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes. He's not going to lose you the game. He's going to hit the throws that he has to hit to Amari Cooper one-on-one down the field for sure. The Falcons can't have those mistakes if they hope to win this game.
Right.
I think they'll be in the game, but I know the Browns are going to lean on that running game and play action game to Amari Cooper and Njoku, who had an awesome game last week as well. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one because the Browns don't beat themselves.
Quick, my fancy name for one of my leagues.
I know it's bad. Go ahead.
It's Drake London's on my team, and it says London on the track. Come on, man. That's creative. Give me that.
I'm not giving you that. That's why. London on the track.
I had nothing else.
So you're Jack Harlow. That's you look like a mixture of Jack Harlow and Joe Burrow.
That is the best compliment you have ever given me in my entire life, and I'm taking that.
I don't give you many compliments.
No,
not at all.
You keep me humble.
I
like it.
Nobody else will.
That's not true. A lot of people keep me humble. I gotta.
Is it that time?
It's time, man. It's time.
It's time for Hit the Showers on the Locker Room Podcast.
It is time to hit the shot. See, I hate that you have like that fancy Miami Heat towel. I'm black. Black folk, we just use, whatever towel we got at the house. Your mom may have had this towel. Like my mom probably had this towel for about 10 years. Black we keep
that's special to you then, man.
towel.
That's That's a special towel to you.
No, because we ain't, especially as a guy, I ain't going out buying no towels. A lady might.
Well, I bought this as like a decoration, as like Miami Heat towel.
You're a Heat fan. Jimmy Butler's dreads, awful. All right, we're not going to talk about it. But grown man shouldn't have weave in his hair. But my hit the showers this week.
Yep.
Has nothing to do with sports. And I need to bring that tight shot. You put that camera on me. I've had enough of zodiac signs. This is grown men. I'm seeing grown men use zodiac signs as an excuse for their behavior. Women have been doing it for years. We let them get it off. If you believe in zodiac signs, you're an idiot. Stop blaming your bad personality traits on the moon and the sun. Stop it. I don't trust people because I'm a Pisces. No, you don't trust people because your daddy used to lie to your mom all the time. Stop. Stop using zodiac signs as excuses as to why you are not a good person. I hate it, bro. I hate it. You see, girl, I'm such a bitch. Oh my God, this, that, and the third. Because I'm a Leo. Because I'm a Scorpio. No, you're a bitch because your mom was a bitch.
Hey, remember, this is a PG podcast.
I'm just saying, we can say bitch. Right?
I don't think so.
Just bleep it.
All
just
right.
We'll bleep it just bleep it in post. Because I'm sick of it. Bro, I hate this zodiac sign stuff. You're not a good person because you were raised around people who were also not good people. It has nothing to do with the day you were born. If we could really distinguish how people are based off of the day they were born, wouldn't the FBI use it? Police? Somebody? A reputable organization? No. You get the freaking book from, Barnes and Noble? I don't know. People don't buy books in physical
internet
copies anymore. You get the ebook, and now you think, oh my God, they make a bunch of generalizations about people's personalities. You're closed off. You're such an introvert. No, you're an introvert because every time you used to speak when you were a kid, you got hit in the freaking neck. You got punched in the throat. So now you're an introvert because of that. Stop blaming zodiac signs for why you're not a good person.
Sam, when's your
That
birthday?
is my hit the showers. October 16th.
October 16th.
If you look up,
I'm looking it up.
I will punch you in the throat if you bring up any zodiac sign crap. This is just generalizations. It's like believing in hypnosis or like things like that. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You need to be in an idiot sandwich with stupid mayo on. on
Sam, you're telling me you're not balanced.
Shut up.
You're not compassionate.
That's what I mean. This is a general statement.
You're not diplomatic.
And people think, oh my God, I am diplomatic.
Dude, I know you're detail oriented.
Like, bro. Like, what?
You're harmonious? Dude,
what are we saying?
Listen.
It's ridiculous.
Listen, I know you, and this is some bull.
It's some bull.
I would say mine's pretty accurate, but I'm not going to go into that.
Stop it.
I will.
Stop it.
I'm going to, but I'm just saying.
Go to your hit the showers before I get upset.
All right. My hit the showers is that I'm an Aries. No, I'm just kidding.
I hate this guy.
No, my hit the showers is this. We got Mets Braves tonight, tomorrow, and the next day. 3-game series. Battle for the NL East. I'm a big Mets fan. This is going to be one of the best series that we watch all season long.
Agreed.
And I'm glad it's toward the end of the year.
Yes.
Tight race. Ooh. Sunday night baseball. Maybe. It depends if the Braves, hurricane, all that stuff.
Oh yeah, with the hurricane and all that, so the game might get
Here's my thing is the Mets have this tendency to blow it, man. And I can't as a fan watch them blow it again. They are too damn good to be doing this.
Very good.
Eduardo Escobar is having one of the best Septembers I've ever seen. And he had to walk off against Miami the other night. That was fantastic.
It was awesome.
Lindor is playing amazing baseball, one of the best shortstop seasons ever.
Definitely.
As a Met. Pete Alonso broke the record for RBIs.
He's your power.
He's great. Mm-hmm. And then we got a great outfield. Nimmo gets the job done. Mm-hmm. Kana gets the job done. Yep. You know, we have a lot of guys. And when Sterling Marte comes back healthy, woo! Oh, yeah.
That's why y'all got a lot of hitters.
Get my Disney chain out.
Y'all have a lot of hitters.
We got a lot of talent, man. Yes. We got a lot of things to do. And then the next best is probably the Braves when they're on fire. So this matchup's going to be so fun to watch.
Oh, it's going to be electric.
And if you're not a baseball fan, but you love rivalries, watch the damn series. It's going to be so fun to watch, man. They moved DeGrom up for tonight, Friday.
Love it.
Man,
Got to.
let's get him going.
Goods on goods. Best on best.
You didn't have the best start against the A's. It's all right.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's playoff time, man. The storylines are out since the last time we had.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Judge hit his 61.
Mm-hmm.
Pujols, the night we talked.
Yep.
The night we talked.
Back to
Pujols
back.
back home runs, hit 7 home.
Amazing.
You know, it's like, where were you when this happened?
Mm.
Those are memories I'm gonna remember forever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so excited that baseball is at this point where it's getting an exciting period, and this is going to be one of the biggest rivalries going in to playoffs, and we're going to absolutely love it.
I think we're on a crash course for them being the last two standing in the NL period, and I think this is a preview of good things to come. I'm excited I'm not somebody who watches full baseball games, but I love catching the baseball highlights, getting the full gist of the games. Oh, it's going to be electric. At Citi Field, it's going to be electric.
It's in Atlanta.
But all of them in it, not one in Citi Field? I
nah.
thought maybe one game was.
It's all in Atlanta for this series.
I hope the storm doesn't ruin this.
Right, but so it does. They're never going to give up that home field advantage, which sucks. But playoff time, Mets got the, if the Mets win a division, they get the home field advantage to start off. Oh my God, New York's going to be rocking.
New York's going to be rocking between the Yankees and the Mets. It's good baseball on the horizon.
I love it, man. New York is back.
It's back.
It's back. And we'll be back next week.
Next week.
That's
episode 2, brother.
That's episode 2, man.
It's a wrap.
Catch us on Spotify. Catch us on Anchor.fm, where we'll be distributing all our podcasts. And YouTube, where we'll be posting full episodes. And then catch us on our social media platforms, where we'll be posting clips, especially with Sam. It's Knee Alone!
Knee alone!